Do you ever wonder what it's like to live with schizophrenia? As we delve into this complex mental disorder, it's important to note that schizophrenia is a thought disorder characterized by a split between thoughts and emotions. It's like a discordant symphony, where the instruments, instead of working in harmony, play their own tunes, leading to a cacophony. This condition affects millions of people worldwide, with approximately 1% of the global population diagnosed. Typically, the onset happens between the ages of 17 to 27, a time when most are just stepping into adulthood. Schizophrenia affects how a person processes, communicates, and connects their thoughts. It's as if the strings of their thoughts are tangled, making it difficult for them to weave a coherent narrative. This is our focus today as we explore the labyrinth that is schizophrenia, hoping to shed light on its complexities and nuances. Schizophrenia affects how a person processes, communicates, and connects their thoughts. Now consider the stages of schizophrenia, which include the prodromal phase, active phase, and residual phase. Our journey begins with the prodromal phase, a subtle onset where the person starts to change from their usual self. They might start to withdraw from others, preferring solitude over company. It's akin to a slow retreat from the world around them. The symptoms at this stage are typically mild and may even go unnoticed. Yet, it's a crucial stage as the seeds of schizophrenia are sown, often leading to isolation from family and friends. Next comes the active phase, a stark contrast to its predecessor. It's like a storm after a deceptive calm. This stage is characterized by a psychotic break, a rupture from reality. The person is thrust into a world of their own where their perceptions and beliefs are vastly different from ours. The symptoms during this phase are quite severe, often necessitating medical intervention. It's a turbulent time, both for the individual and their loved ones. Finally, we have the residual phase. Think of it as the aftermath of the storm. The symptoms of schizophrenia go into a state of remission, much like a beast retreating into a cave, but don't be fooled, the beast is not gone, it's merely sleeping. The individual may still experience some lingering effects, like the echo of a once loud shout. These residual symptoms can persist, making this phase a continuous battle against the remnants of the disorder. The stages of schizophrenia are not set in stone. They can vary in duration from one person to another. Some may spend years in the prodromal phase, while others might transition quickly to the active phase. The severity of the symptoms can also vary widely. Some people might experience mild symptoms, while others might have severe and debilitating symptoms. Despite these variations, the stages of schizophrenia typically follow this general progression. It's a journey that starts with subtle changes and ends with a continuous battle against the lingering effects of the disorder. But remember, with early detection and prompt treatment, the journey can be made less arduous. The stages of schizophrenia can vary in duration and severity, but they typically follow this general progression. One of the most common positive symptoms of schizophrenia is delusions. Now, what exactly are delusions? They are false beliefs that individuals with schizophrenia hold on to, despite clear evidence to the contrary. These beliefs are not rooted in reality, yet they are perceived as absolute truths by the individual experiencing them. Let's delve deeper into the different types of delusions that can manifest in schizophrenia. First, we have depressive delusions. In this scenario, individuals may believe they have committed a crime or done something terrible even if they haven't. This type of delusion can lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and distress. Next, we have somatic delusions, where individuals believe there is something physically wrong with their body. They may think their brain is melting, their heart is stopping, or other equally alarming misconceptions about their physical health. There are also delusions of grandeur. In these cases, individuals believe they are a historically significant or important person, like a religious figure or a celebrity. This belief can lead to unrealistic expectations and behaviors that align with this perceived status. Delusions of control involve a belief that others, animals, or objects are trying to control them. This can lead to fear, paranoia, and defensive behaviors. Then we have delusions of thought broadcasting. Individuals with this type of delusion believe that others can read or hear their thoughts. This can create a sense of vulnerability and a fear of being judged or manipulated by others. Delusions of persecution are another common type, where individuals believe that others are after them, following them, or out to get them. This can lead to intense paranoia and defensive actions. Delusions of reference involve giving unrelated events a personal significance. For example, someone might interpret song lyrics or a news report as a direct message or sign meant specifically for them. Lastly, delusions of influence involve the belief that unseen forces, such as aliens or supernatural entities, are controlling them. This can lead to bizarre behaviors and fear of these perceived controlling forces. Each of these delusion types can greatly influence how an individual with schizophrenia perceives the world around them. They can affect their relationships, their sense of self, and their overall quality of life. It's also important to remember that these delusions are very real to the person experiencing them. They are not simply a product of an overactive imagination or a deliberate attempt to deceive. They are a symptom of a complex mental disorder that affects how the brain processes information and perceives reality. Understanding these delusions and the impact they can have is crucial in providing effective support and treatment for individuals with schizophrenia. It helps us empathize with their experiences and challenges, and it guides us in finding ways to manage these symptoms and improve their quality of life. These delusions can greatly impact an individual's perception of reality and their interactions with others. Beyond delusions, individuals with schizophrenia often experience hallucinations and disorganized speech. Let's delve deeper into these symptoms. Hallucinations can be described as sensory experiences that occur in the absence of actual stimuli. They can affect any of the five senses, but auditory hallucinations or hearing voices are the most common in schizophrenia. These voices may whisper, shout, or converse with each other, sometimes offering commentary on the individual's actions. It's important to note that these voices seem very real to the person experiencing them, leading to significant distress and confusion. Visual hallucinations, such as seeing people or objects that aren't actually there, are less common, but still occur. Other types of hallucinations include tactile, olfactory, and gustatory, where individuals feel, smell, or taste things that aren't present. Now let's shift our focus to disorganized speech, another significant positive symptom of schizophrenia. This refers to problems with thinking and expressing ideas clearly. People with schizophrenia often have difficulty organizing their thoughts and connecting them logically. This disorganization can manifest in their speech in several ways. They might use word salad, a jumble of words and phrases that lack coherent meaning, or they might exhibit clang associations, where they string together words that sound alike but don't necessarily make sense together. They may also use neologisms or made-up words, and their sentences may be peppered with irrelevant or unrelated information known as tangentiality. This disorganized speech can make it very challenging for individuals with schizophrenia to communicate effectively. It can also lead to misunderstandings and frustrations in both social and professional settings. It's crucial to understand that these symptoms, hallucinations and disorganized speech, are not chosen or controlled by the individual. They are a result of the disorder and can be incredibly distressing and isolating. But with the right support and treatment, individuals can manage these symptoms and lead fulfilling lives. These symptoms further complicate an individual's ability to communicate effectively and perceive reality accurately. Disorganized and bizarre behavior is another common symptom of schizophrenia. It's a broad category that includes actions that are out of sync with societal norms or expectations. These behaviors can range from childlike silliness to agitation or unpredictability. For example, individuals with schizophrenia might dress inappropriately for the weather, like wearing a heavy coat on a hot summer day, or they might perform actions without any apparent purpose, like pacing aimlessly or writing incoherently. This disorganized behavior can significantly disrupt their daily life. Tasks that require planning or sequential activities, like cooking a meal or paying bills, can become challenging. It can also affect their ability to interact socially, making it difficult to maintain relationships or hold a job. It's important to remember that these behaviors aren't chosen or intentional, but are a manifestation of the illness. This behavior can be unpredictable and may pose challenges for the individual and those around them. To summarize, schizophrenia is a complex mental disorder with several stages and a variety of positive symptoms. It is characterized by a disconnection between thoughts and emotions, affecting how individuals process, communicate, and connect their thoughts. Usually showing up in individuals between the ages of 17 to 27, schizophrenia is a condition that affects about 1% of the global population. The disorder has three stages. The prodromal phase, where individuals withdraw and experience mild symptoms, the active phase marked by a break from reality and more severe symptoms, and the residual phase where symptoms go into remission but residual effects may linger. Positive symptoms of schizophrenia, including a range of delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speech, and unpredictable behavior, are not typically present in healthy individuals. These symptoms provide a glimpse into the challenging reality faced by those living with schizophrenia. Understanding schizophrenia is crucial to improving care for those affected by this disorder and reducing stigma in our society.